welcome to another interesting episode of the Jakpa Diary. As you already know, my name is Menah, and today with me is not YA. Well, today I have a beautiful guest with me. I'm not going to go into too much introduction. I'm going to let her introduce herself. But in summary, her name is Olivia. Olivia, thank you for coming to the podcast. We are so excited. I'm sure you guys cannot be as excited as me because I've had back end conversation with Olivia and can foresee where this conversation is going to go today, and I feel like it's going to be really interesting. So you guys should sit, relax, and let's have quick
Sure.
chat
Yeah.
with Olivia. Olivia, welcome to the Jaffa Diary.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming
you.
all the way down to we really
You
appreciate
guys.
it.
You guys dragged me out of my house.
To who else if it's not TJD? Do you think now? Okay, we're
You're
trying.
trying. I give it to you. It wasn't easy, but I'm here.
As in, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. How was it getting here?
It was okay. The scenery was nice. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I would say
Possible.
oh,
I'm seeing rain
you're
currently.
seeing rain.
You guys know I have spring?
Okay. This UK, are we not all in this UK?
My part of the UK was sunny.
From the UK, sunny. I'm
Mhm.
sure by the time you go back, it won't be
Forbid.
sunny
No.
here. Sunny again,
What's
like
going on?
in this epileptic weather
We are
in the
not.
country.
We are not.
So
No.
there is I'll not even take it.
We are
I will not take that one. But anyways, let's just get into it. Olivia. Who is Olivia? Let's see what's
That question.
All
right.
it's like is it no a billion pound question?
Pound question. $100.
Pound it.
So here's Olivia. Olivia is one person,
Obviously.
popularly known on TikTok, in quotes, popularly known as Miss Princewell. I am a school nurse, registered school nurse, a senior school nurse in the UK. I content creator. I'm a content creator.
Everything.
I honestly I do a lot. Business person as well. I own a business as well. Yeah, that's me.
That's
Fun
really
person.
like everything all in one.
That's why I'm tired.
Strong women. These are the women we're talking
Women in
about.
tech.
Tech. Women
In healthcare, yeah.
These are the strong women we're talking about. Women in tech,
Yeah.
women in healthcare, women in content creating, women in
In
everything.
business.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
No, it's me. I want to be like you.
Yes, I want to be like her when I grow up. But yeah, quickly, guys, before we carry on with the conversation, as we do here, you need to, hit that subscribe button, like hit that notification bell. So you're the first one who is aware of new episode that drops. Like this video. You guys should please like the video and share with your loved ones.
We are begging you.
This particular episode is going to be it will help your life. You Japians. You Japians, people that have come to the abroad. We have, she said she's a children's nurse.
Yeah.
So there is a lot for you to learn. So you know what? You need to actually stick to this episode. And you need to subscribe, share with someone. So let's go back into it. Olivia, what's your Jakpa story? That's kind of our question on this podcast. Like, what's that story? How did it come about?
How did I get here?
How did you even get here?
So, like, I genuinely, this is why I genuinely tell people I was kidnapped by my parents without. It's a joke. Calm down. I know you're making a face. It's a joke.
No, but I heard the word kidnap.
Because why am I in this land of hustle and hustling? Why? I did not come here. I didn't give consent to be here. You didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask you. No. Do you know why I say it's a kidnap?
See, that word is scary.
No way. Because I remember they woke me up in the middle of the night to say we're going to the airport.
Wait.
That's why
when you said they woke you up in the middle of the night, it sounds like someone trying to go through those gates.
No,
I don't want to put entries to it.
It's
time for us to leave. Like,
that's literally what it was. I remember. So I was born in Lagos, and I lived in Lagos since when I was born till I was 6, and then it was myself, my mom that lived in Nigeria. My dad lived in Italy abroad. So obviously he would come back. Oh, dad's coming back. Nice thing, goodies. Okay, bye bye. See you next time.
Okay.
So then one day I woke up, my mom was like, "Oh, we need to go, to Italy and all of that." I was like, "Okay, like
holiday.
Okay, I'm coming back to my friends. Why am I here?" And then obviously because we're in Lagos, we went to Abuja to stay with my auntie.
Okay.
And I was always excited to go stay with my aunt because that was the holiday for me.
Okay.
My auntie she's a federal judge. She had a really big estate, loved it. So I thought, okay, holiday. What am I not to say no?
Of course, who
We
is
are
saying no
going
to a
to
good
holiday.
I mean, as a child,
Then in the middle of the night, my mother would go say,
it's the middle of the night for me, guys.
Yeah, because it was pitch dark. Say, wake up, we're going to the airport, we're leaving. Huh? Anyway, me, 6 year old school trip, let's go. We're going.
Did you say school trip?
It's school trip now. Because they say carry your backpack. I really carried my backpack and my teddy bear. And let's go.
Yeah.
And then all I remember was I was on the flight. I actually don't remember even seeing outside the window. That's why I keep saying,
It was.
you let me know how I got here because it's not looking like okay. And then I remember falling asleep on the flight and I woke up and I was in another country. And next thing, I lived in Italy for good 12, 13 years. Then we moved to the UK.
Wow.
But the moving to the UK, that one, I gave consent.
You consented
So it wasn't,
to that move.
yeah. I came myself.
Guys, what do you guys think about this Jakpa story? Olivia, let me ask you one question, and I need you to answer me straight. Do you think if your parents hear this story, they'll be proud of you?
That's their business. They should have asked me. You asked me, are you proud that I'm not proud to be here?
No.
Yeah.
No. Do you think they'll be proud of you? Because
like,
knowing our African mothers, when they start.
I tell my mom till today, I'm like, I'm not meant to be here. I had a really good life, but you said it's for the better good. Where's the good? I've seen the better. But
do you actually have you gone back to Nigeria since then?
Yeah, steady going back. I'm going back next week.
Okay.
I don't want to be here.
Really? Okay, that's nice. I was going to ask you, like, if you were to, do you think if you had stayed back in Nigeria to this point, you wouldn't have been like the people that are Jakpa now at this point?
Plantain
Hey.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. So you better not say thank you to that man and that woman and stop painting this. Okay, my
bad. But I would have enjoyed life more. But then
maybe to like 12 years old.
Yeah,
like
right. When they're not telling you to go and start hustling, that's when I will not enjoy it.
I feel like the moment you go into uni, it's going to be a different ball game in that Nigeria.
But the stories I hear in uni in Lagos is like it's giving Nollywood vibe.
Well, it depends though. I feel like if you have money, yes, it'll be chilled for you. But if you don't have money,
my mom's uni story was quite. She looked like she was the it girl.
Your mommy sounds. You sounds like your mommy is a body, and
she was the it girl in school, and I was like, "Why did you deprive me of such
of that experience?"
No. She was telling me how they were party. I've seen pictures. Don't worry, my uncles have already exposed her.
Oh my god!
I've seen it. She was the it girl.
I see why you feel
and my
uni
my uni experience here was quite quiet because I went to a white dominated university. I was. See, you guys that went to Southampton University, Birmingham, the Montfort, they were living the life. That's what I knew Nigerians can
party. Life of the party. You find out even when we don't have 10 kobo.
No, for real.
I mean, with our last kobo, we must. It's all
because this area, like, they're really filled with a lot of Nigeria. And my friends, we went to a Catholic school, and it was boring. And then when everyone went to uni, I thought, okay, like life, university, everyone was serious. I saw my friends, they were doing the most. Yeah, we're dancing. I said, God.
You like life. Olivia,
what can I say?
You actually
I really
like.
do.
There's something I feel like there's something I've noticed about maybe not just Nigerians but Black people here or abroad. Regardless, like even if they give birth to them on this soil, if they've never been home, I feel like it's just in our blood. Like that vibe, that energy, it's just there. Like it's just there, regardless of where they were born there. Like because I would expect, okay, because you grew up here. Like I have friends that would be like, I was born, like they were born here and like they've never gone back home and all of that. But like we can still relate. Like
I think it's who you mingle with.
Okay.
Because I mingled with Again, I did say they kidnapped me. I was not here without.
Okay. That's the title of this episode, by the way.
No, it's not. Please, nobody should call the police. It's not. But I felt I was Nigerian. When I went home, I was go and wash the plates, go and clean Yeah,
Okay,
Nigeria. I
okay,
was a
okay.
Nigerian girl,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I embraced that part, and that's the part of my me that I really
That you
liked.
really love, yeah.
But if you meet my sister, my younger sister, we're two different people. She was born in Italy. She grew up in. She doesn't really mingle with Nigerians, so she wouldn't. I think she would call herself more Italian than Nigerian.
Yeah.
I would claim Italian to a certain extent because when you now see me eating amala and ewedu, you're gonna ask me what's going
What's
on,
going on here?
but you know what's up.
Anyways, guys, let's get into it. This one. It feels like I keep talking about your background and your Jakpa story, and it will just take the entire podcast. But yes, let's just get into let's get into it a little bit. And I mean, I would have said if it was getting too serious, I would have said let's go to this segment that I wanted to talk about. But I'm going to skip that.
Okay.
Tell me about being a children nurse. Like, what is that? You said that I don't know what it is, and I'm sure people listening, not every one of them know what children nurse is. So, what is being a child nurse or a children nurse? What is that?
So, in most countries you have nurses. You train as a general nurse and then you specialize. In the
Okay.
UK, you have adult nurses, you have mental health nurses, and you have children nurses. So, children nurses are nurses and practitioners that basically work with children and families.
Okay.
So, whether you do this in a hospital or you do this in like where I work is defined as community section
Okay.
or sector, you basically work with children and family. Myself particularly, I'm a school nurse in public health, which means that I look after different schools in a specific area whereby any concern, for
Mhm.
example, if you're a parent and you have concern about your child, maybe you feel like your child is not tall enough, your child has difficulty with setting. Yeah, I know people
I made a
honestly
face. Your child is not tall enough.
people
Like
that was one of
that's
the
your fault.
that was one of the question I was dealing with, and I called this man. I was like, okay, like we've done your child's height and measure, and she's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my husband is actually quite short, so that's fine.
Okay.
So why are you calling me?
To
Am I
say your
God?
child is
What do I
short,
do with
like
it?
you're doing it.
But yeah, so we do a lot of that, which is
Okay.
called health promotion. We promote health in children and families. And then the other side of what I do is safeguarding, which it basically means protecting children and families, particularly children. I'm a big advocate for protecting children, but even people, family, mental health. So this is the whole package that I deal with.
I mean, it sounds really interesting, and thank you for that insightful, description of what you do. And to be honest, I think I've learned from what you just said. I didn't think there were nurses who specialized in looking after children. Yes, I've heard about general nurses and mental health nurses, and if I just put it out there, it feels like the reason why we've heard about mental nurses is because I mean it feels like it pays really well.
Well,
So it's kind of like everyone wants to be a
everyone
mental
wants to,
nurse,
yeah.
because
I
of
feel
the
like
pay.
some people to be a children nurse, it's not really chosen, but it's something that you need to you need to have it within you.
Yeah.
Because really, people would ask me, "Can you work with adult?" And I'll tell you no,
Really?
because
I feel like children are more
you're
stressful.
annoying.
Oh, really?
Why are you telling me you're in pain? Can you grow up, please?
Oh.
That's literally how I feel. I could never do adult, but when it's a child, even if you annoy me, I'll be like,
You're just a child.
little
You know,
child,
it's
it's
just that
okay.
excuse that you
Yeah,
can use.
and you're
To be honest,
cute.
kids can be. Well, yes, they're cute, guys. Nothing against kids, but I mean, kids can be annoying as well. Olivia, I
But they
don't
can
know.
tell you things that they can humble you real quick. I've seen someone come in and it's like, Miss, you're right. Why'd you look like that? It's like, oh,
It's like
my God,
Shobaju.
sorry. Look like what, please? And they'll be like, you look like you're not having a good day. Oh, my bad.
Okay.
I'll come back.
All right. Yeah, that's quite interesting. And I've seen a lot of your videos on TikTok, and they're really, really insightful, I must say. Like, you're doing a great job. Aside, I like to look at profession from a different perspective to justify my hard days. So I'm a project manager, an IT project manager. It gets really
Oh, my bad.
please. It gets really, really tough sometimes. Like, I promise you, maybe not sometimes, maybe 80% of the times. But what I fall back to is, I look into, the impact that I'm making in the society.
Exactly.
Like, I drill down into the littlest of details. This project that I'm working on, who benefits from it from, the grassroots.
Exactly.
Now, if I come back to what you do, I feel like you're making a great impact in the world. Like, aside the fact that you're earning, it's a profession, you're taking care of people, you're looking after children. Like, I guess even the holy books, God cares about children a lot. So
Yeah.
I feel like you're benefiting from, the religious aspect. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
religious you are, but I feel like God is going to, bless you for
Ah,
what you're doing. You're
amen. No,
definitely
amen to
going to,
that.
reap that, and then you're earning from it. So I always
Mm.
like it when whatever it is I find myself doing, I try to look down, like
Deeper.
deeper. How
Yeah.
does this impact humanity? Because
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, I always say this, and when I come into the podcast, I'm like, "Hello, humans." My reason for that is I just want to remind everyone that first we're humans. Like
Exactly.
that's what we have
I
first. So
agree. Yeah.
anything that benefits humanity, I really love it. So well done to you,
Thank you.
Olivia. Well done. Before we carry on, right? I'm just going to take a chill pill, and go into a very quick would you rather.
Okay.
So, this is a question. This is just a segment where we're going to be asking Olivia what she would rather do in these two options. So, first, let's take it from the lightest to the toughest. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
You see?
10
Ah.
minutes into, like,
Ah.
the thing that would happen in the next 10
Wow.
minutes, or something that would happen in the next 150 years.
Um,
I know it's not that tough.
10 minutes, maybe.
10 minutes.
Because 150 years is like life would then be boring because I already know what to happen. Even the 10 minutes have been dangerous because I feel like if you know what's going to happen and you don't like it, you okay, maybe I'm a really huge fan of Marvel and Iron Man and all of those bits. So in my head is like Doctor Strange. If you change 10 minutes, you have changed the whole catalog, the whole universe, and but I'll pick 10 minutes and enjoy the rest of the
Of the years.
life, not knowing.
Okay, I'd say yes. I mean, the first thing that came to my own head when I even saw the 150 years is, do I even know if I will live up to 150 years? So why do I
That's
even
a
want
good
to?
question.
Why do I even want to
That's a
know
good
what will happen in
question.
the next 150 years? So yes, I'd actually go with you
That's
on
a good
that one.
question.
I mean, we're aligned on that one. So yes, okay. The next question is: would you rather have telekinesis? That's the ability to move things, with your mind. Like that bag, good day. Just or telepathy. That's the ability to read minds. So would you rather have that superpower
Oh,
where you can move things
you
around?
know, this is where my next one. I would rather have telepathy
Really?
because
Hey,
so
the
what?
minds of men.
But I
Olivia,
know,
okay?
no, and I know what it is. Honestly, the job I do, I see a lot, and a lot of bad things that a lot of people don't know about.
Wow.
And a lot of my job consists in reading people without knowing they're being read by me. So I need to know you're not lying. Like if I'm speaking to, that's why I say safeguarding. If you're lying to me about a child, I need to find out you're lying to me and I need to prove it. So imagine if I could read your mind that, okay, you're actually hurting someone and I don't have to stress going there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I'll
But
do
don't
that.
you think you're being television? Like you're only looking at this from the perspective of the work you do at the moment. If you look at it at a broader perspective,
Even if
life
I want to know if you
generally.
don't like me, you like me. If I see you on the road and you look at this girl. Easier. I already know. Straight up. I don't need to talk to you. Moving on.
Wow. I feel like the heart
No.
of men. Hey,
But you see
my
the heart of
God,
men
the heart
anyway.
of men.
You see
Do
it.
you
No, you
like
do.
I feel
What is it
like
that you don't
if you
see?
actually if you hear the thoughts that actually go on before people actually take
But do
actions.
we not see it already?
Well,
Do we?
do we?
Oh, come on.
No, tell me, Olivia. Do you?
What
Because
would
me,
I
I
not?
no, Olivia, you need to tell me.
No,
Do you?
like what aspect though? Like for do you like a murderer?
Yes. I don't want to pass on the
So
street. I don't
you
want to
don't want to
sit.
see
I
his
don't.
thought
No,
process.
I don't want to sit next to
Oh,
someone on the
I
train.
would want to, because I want to know like what made you the way you are, so I know
Okay.
like
Okay.
how to
I
pray
used
for
to think
you.
I'm inquisitive, but on this
No,
one,
I rather know.
I'm not game like I'll pass on this one.
No, I rather know. I rather know.
You rather not? Okay,
Yeah.
that's quite interesting to be honest. But I just feel like the heart of man is so dark. Like, it's so
What
deep.
men do you know?
No, no, not men. I
I
mean
know.
humans as a whole. That's what I'm
But
saying. I feel like there are lots of thoughts. Like before you finally take an action, I can't imagine the thoughts that has gone through it. Now, if I hear that chain of thoughts, I will judge you already. Even the people we think are good, you don't want to know what's going through their mind. I'm not sure you would
why?
like anybody. I'm not sure you'll be friends with anybody. Like God had sense, so when he did not give.
That's well,
And I feel
true.
like it's so
That's
deep
true.
beyond my
That's true.
imagination, and I wouldn't even dare to wish for such. But
But then, if you can hear it
Mhm.
to some extent, you make yourself, you become able to handle
to
it.
handle
So
it.
at some point, so to be honest, is either two things: you cannot handle it,
Mhm.
or you become numb. It's like, okay,
It is
because
what it is.
what is it that you want to tell me that I probably have not heard from
You know-
Shade or somebody else?
Okay.
So
I mean,
that's me.
it's your call, to be honest. Okay, so this one says, would you rather find true love today or win a lottery next year? You're not married now.
Please give me
Eh?
money. Oh.
There should
Whoa.
love and
You
money
guys
over
give
love.
me money.
Olivia,
Is
look
it
here.
wait,
Love.
wait. Is it pounds or dollars? Either one, just give it to me first. Yeah.
Money,
Thank
love.
you very much.
Olivia, money.
Why am I the one
love.
finding love? Why can't love not find me? Am I a chaser? I don't chase.
No, it doesn't mean you are chasing. Okay.
Well, I get what you give me the money.
Just give
I want
me
to
the
go on
money.
holiday.
What do you
Give me
want
the
to do?
money.
Okay, if you go on holiday, you want to go alone.
Why not?
Holidays
Solo traveling. What do you mean? You go? Are you?
you want to solo travel?
No, you go.
can't
You
even
meet new people.
You meet new people.
What? Oh, think about it like this.
How?
What if that I win that money
Uh-huh.
and I go on holiday
And then
and find the love? Yeah.
too much brain.
Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah, it's what I'm thinking about. I mean, when you said it that way, because yes, the money will propel you to then.
But and I'll find it. Think about it now.
Because when you enter, love is sweeter. I agree with you on that one. No problem. So, universal respect or unlimited power?
Hey, your questions are hard.
Power.
Respect.
Respect.
Because respect gains you power anyway.
That's it.
Yeah. If a lot, I feel like if the more people you meet, that's about impact though. If you meet people, you make you know how they say your name speaks for yourself. It's because they respect you.
Yeah.
That means that if I ever call you up to say, "Oh, this is what I need," you wouldn't say no to me. So eventually, it might not get you the power of, oh, you're the president today. Although, if you really leverage well on your respect and what because respect comes from other people.
Yes.
So if you really, if you really leverage how you manage those relationship and the respect you have, and you've been given from other people, you eventually have your power.
The power that you need. I think that sounds really logical, to be honest. Because I mean, you could be powerful and
no respect. So what's the point?
I mean, if the person
If you
talk
talk,
like this,
nobody
they
will.
almost spit on the person's grave like this one. Hey. But anyways, I think I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
So this is the last one, and it's quite tough. No offense, but would you rather lose your sight or your memory?
God forbid.
God forbid.
Hello.
See, the Nigerian
Hello.
See what we're just talking about. Why did you start that statement?
Hello.
Why did you start answering that question with God forbid?
I
did that one.
I'm saying my enemies. This has to be my enemies. My village people have said this.
It's would you rather lose your sight or your memory? Like it really
My
doesn't have anything to do with God in this.
Wait, first of all, I already wear glasses.
Why did you start with God forbid? Let's start from there.
Because what kind of predicament is that? What do you mean? So wait, I have memory but I'm blind. And then I can see, but I cannot remember. Wait, that cannot be a question.
Making it down now makes it sound so bad, but I don't think it's that bad, Olivia.
I can't. Okay, I'll use my eyes. So it means everything I see is just enjoyment for that 1 second. Because then, what disease do I have that I don't even know how to talk.
You're in the health sector, and I'm sure you might
That's why I'm gonna
something similar.
So you're saying I can have
one or
dementia?
People with dementia and like blind people. Which would you rather? Like, I mean, these things happen. Like, it could happen to anyone. The people that it happened
My
to.
Lord will not let that happen.
Oh,
Jesus
can we not go back to God? Like, I asked you a question. You started with God forbid. Like, now I will crack me up, guys. Olivia, blind or lose your memory.
Oh my God.
Yeah, think about it.
But what? I'm not enjoying life though.
Oh, if you were.
It's perpetual darkness. So.
I feel like you're getting to us. You'd rather lose your memory.
It means I'll sleep and it's dark. I wake up, is it dark? I cannot be blind.
Guys, we have
No, I cannot be
our
blind.
answers, guys.
I cannot be
We
blind. I'm
definitely have our
sorry.
answers. So
I
you
will not lose
rather
my
have
memory.
memory.
I will not lose my memory, but I cannot be blind.
No, you picked that one. You say you rather lose your memory. You cannot. Okay.
No, but think about
Fair play.
it. Perpetual darkness, obscure darkness for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
No, I like
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah,
You know,
but you would
daylight.
remember everything, the voice you hear, and I hear when you lose a particular
I don't want to
sense.
gain the other senses.
I
No,
hear
I
the
want to
sense,
have all
the
of
other
them now.
senses are like,
No, I
you
wouldn't
know,
be doing that.
speed of light.
No, no, you're not doing that. I will see, and every day will be a new fresh day. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
okay.
Welcome to my
Look
TikTok.
at it. So the way you would say,
No, no,
every day will be a brand new, like we're starting on a new
yeah,
slate.
because
And then you wouldn't even have guilt because it's like you can't even remember what you did. So I feel like you went, you're actually
That's
very
true.
smart. Don't worry, we're going to have trivia questions, and then we'll see how smart, how smart you are,
Don't
Olivia.
be deceived.
Anyways, guys, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that session. And I would like to remind you again, guys, hit that subscribe button now. Hit that subscribe button. It's interesting, an interesting episode. Though. But yeah, so if we just then, go back to the main conversation we've been having about, you being a children nurse and just taking it back to, the entire purpose of this podcast, trying to like share experience with people that have relocated from any part of the world. This is not just Nigeria, but I'm really going to drill it down to Nigerians because we're really familiar with this culture. Now, I assume, and I know you're in this space, you would have experience. I assume there is a big difference between how we raise families, how we raise children in Nigeria, and how that is done here. I don't have kids yet, but that is my assumption. I feel like there is a big difference. Now, what has your experience been in that environment? Like, have you had encounter with
Too many.
immigrants, people that have recently, because a lot of Nigerians are now moving into
Literally
the UK.
literally like 3 days ago.
Exactly. So, what has your experience been? What has it been before I then go to the next step?
I think what I see to people is like when you plan on relocating, whether it's to the UK or any other country, actually have a mental health check because Why are you
This is
laughing?
supposed to be a serious conversation. Olivia, you said
Wait now.
you can't check their brain.
No, you have to check that you are in the correct frame of mind to leave the country where you are, because then you come to another country and be displaying behavior that, and they'll lock you up, and then you are calling me. I cannot help. Let's let's think of. But on a serious note, relocating is actually not for the weak.
No, it's not.
It's not for the weak. And when you're relocating to the UK, if you're not strong, honestly, things go really south. And why I say, because first of all, if you're coming from Nigeria, wherever you're, why are you laughing?
I don't want to laugh, Olivia, but it's like I see where this conversation is
Wait,
going. But I'll just
I'm
let you.
being
I will
please, so
let
that
you. To be
my
honest.
follower will not think that I'm not a serious person. I'm serious, please. But actually check yourself, because it's not easy. Like, I've actually seen people behave a certain way, and being a Nigerian, I understand this is what
Do
we do
you?
back.
You were in Italy for 12 years, and then you came to the
No,
UK.
but I said, I identify as Italian on paper, but not in real life. Because, that Mala aspect disturbs a lot of people.
Okay, let's carry on.
Carry on. So, I see people, they display, or the way they talk, or also the way they relate to their children. Now, one thing I always say is, if you think you can beat your child, as you are flying, that cane, you are going to leave it behind in your village. In Korodu, that's where you leave it. Because the moment you come here, it's a very big thing, because here, the way they raise children, they are a bit softer. So first of all, they have a name for the beating. It's called chastisement.
Okay.
You are chastising your child.
Hmm.
And there's a degree, your chastisement have to be explained. Now, because everything you do here with children, it's questionable. Well, in Nigeria we say, or in African countries we say, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Here it takes you and the government to raise
To
the
raise a
child.
child.
It's not the village, it's the government, because your neighbor doesn't really care, but the government will definitely care.
Is it not those neighbors that used to snitch on you?
That's the
they will call
problem.
the
But they
government
are
and
not
say-
calling you. They are to
Calling
say
the
this is what your
government.
child did. They are calling
The government.
social services to say this is what they've seen you do to your child, right? And a lot of people don't understand. Even the way you talk to your child, children here have a lot of rights, right? They take human rights and children rights very seriously, to the point that whatever you do that actually affects your child's mental health, their well-being, their physical health, you can be questioned on it. And I've seen a lot of parents, either they are clueless about the effect of jackparing. Hi, Bamio. Hi, I'm being serious. Subscribers, please. I'm being serious.
Olivia,
Either they are.
why did you use the word clueless?
No. Okay, wait. Actually, this is very important. Let me explain it because, like I said, I moved from from Nigeria to Italy. Moving from Nigeria to Italy, again, my parents, I said it wasn't with my own will that you did it. They did not do that check because
That mental health check.
no, on a serious note, I really struggled because Italy does not speak English.
Oh, yes.
And I was there. You're not laughing again, Abby.
Mm-mm.
I was there, and it was like, imagine a child. If it felt like I was in an exchange world. I cried for a year. That one year, I'll never forget it. I was like, it was the toughest year of my life because not only was I was the only black girl in school for probably like 6 years after, because no one actually moved. I lived in an outskirts part of the main city. We were the only black family, like they knew us. As in,
Wow.
they would call my name with, they say la, which means they. Like, so it's Prince, they'll say, oh, the Prince. That's how they would call, because they knew us. And luckily, myself and my family were very likable people, right? So they kind of really liked us, but it didn't mean that I still didn't face racism. I still didn't face discrimination. I still didn't have to tough out that I'm the only black girl. I still didn't get the silly question like, "Oh, does your color come off?" And imagine me being 6 and someone is asking me, "Does your color come off if you wash?"
Wow.
And I'm like, seriously, like, get a grip of yourself, right? And a lot of people don't understand that even if you move to an English speaking country like the UK, because this is not home for the child, this is not home for you yourself. You don't really know your way around. And I always say that 1 year of relocating, make sure you have someone that have been here that you can talk to.
Yep.
When I meet parents, I always say, please, like when I find out they just relocated, I always tell them, please don't hesitate to contact me, because I know that 1 year is really a defining moment for you as a parent to get familiarized with the environment, the laws, the policy, but also for the child, because it's being the new child, like being the new girl or the new boy is hard, but being the new person that's into the country. I remember when I moved to the UK. Imagine I moved to the UK, I was speaking English in Italy, so I knew English, right? But because I didn't have an accent,
Okay.
they'll say, "Oh, you sound so fresh." And it took
What's-
me a long time to
What's that?
realize
What does that mean?
it means that you're fresh into the country, so your accent is
Oh,
not from here, so
I
you're
see.
not from here. That's what they're saying. And it was a constant reminder that, oh, you're not
You're
from
not part
here.
of us.
You're new into the country, and they know it. So it's like your accent is different. They can tell the way you like relate to things is different. And when you're new to a place, you don't really know like the slangs.
Of course.
You don't know like how people do things, like what they like. You're just new.
Yeah.
And in some, like to some extent, people actually mean it fresh off the boat.
Of course.
Like they really
Yeah,
think,
that's like another level of fresh, of being fresh in the country.
like they really think like, oh, you just, like in Italy it was like, oh, they assume every black person has migrated illegally into the country, right? Which is even worse. So that's why I say a lot of people need to understand that when you relocate to a new country as a parent, you need to be really strong, because there's a lot of challenges you would face as an individual. It's also more of if you have kids, right? So it's really important that you actually do that check. Make sure you are
That mental health check.
make sure you are safe
Yeah,
to
okay up there.
an extent. Yeah, because it's easy to get overwhelmed, get really sad, and start questioning, why did I even move here, and just get depressed. So yeah.
Okay, so I think that would bring me to this other question, and I mean this might sound very naive because I don't know what it is. It's just what you hear, what you pick around from what people say. You don't know if it's true or not. So I'm really going to ask you because I mean you work in this space. So you hear this, they will take your kids. If you do this, your kids get collected. I mean from you or taken from you, and I can't wrap my head around it. Every time I hear that thing, I'm like, well, regardless of what I do, why would you take my child away from me? Like I birthed the child like 9 months and that labor. What are you telling me? But yeah, please enlighten me. Why? Is it true?
So,
Is it not?
that take away your child thing actually comes from a place, I believe, a lot of not just black people, a lot of migrant people lack taking responsibility. So that's why I say check yourself.
If
If you can behave and follow. Yes, because like I said, the way you act in Nigeria or in the country where you're coming from, even in Italy, the way you act there, no one has time to be questioning. Your child is actually really your child. Whatever happened in your house is really your. Not in this UK. Whatever happened in your house is us and the government talk, and they really will talk about it. So now the issue about taking away your kids, first of all, they don't just come into your house and take away your kids. They actually build a case. Like everything is like if you go to prison, you go to prison for a rightful reason. You break a law, you should have been aware of the law. You and your coconut head have broken the law. They have now brought lawyers and evidence is plenty. And said, okay, you're gonna go. So that's what happened with your kids. They tell you this is not what you can do. That's why I said you need to have someone that has been in this country before to tell you. And when someone, our friends that have sense, because someone gonna have someone that don't have sense.
Important. It's very important.
You have friends that are actually useful in your life. Literally everywhere you go, have friends that are really useful because they should tell you like this is not how we roll here. There are certain like again chastisements, abuse. There's a way your child would look coming to school. Me, I will be the one to call them to say what's going
And that's
on.
your job.
That's
Your own job is to call.
well, to be honest, we don't just
Well,
go.
see,
No,
it's the person that really they are
wait,
doing.
don't come and paint it like that.
No, that's why it sounds to me. I'm not a children.
Okay, let's imagine that you have
Can't
a
you call
child.
the parents?
That's why I said I was gonna say I don't go straight to calling because I need to build a case. If I see a child and your child is looking dirty and it's a consistent part. Wait, see, how did your child dirty themselves from the house to your to the school? Calm down. They didn't want to bath. They would tell no. That's a good example, but it's not a child responsibility. Although I know where you're coming from.
Let me hear
Where you
you.
guys are coming from is the child's responsibility. Here is like till you're 18, you're a minor. That responsibility falls on the parent. If your child is unable to do something at a certain age, it means that you as a parent haven't taught them how to do it. So they would question.
It goes down to the parent again.
Exactly. No, I said check
In this
yourself.
life.
You think it's a joke. You better check. Better check yourself. It's serious. You can have. It can be something like a bruise. Every time your child comes to school, they have a bruise. The bruise is not explained. I see your child, and to be honest, I don't just come into school. The school calls me to tell me come into school, and I keep seeing that your child has bruises that they can't remember because we know that a child at a certain age they will be able to tell you what happened.
Of course, yeah.
And they can't remember how they got the bruise, or the bruise are not consistent with what a child. If you have a toddler, I would expect them to. There's specific area where we expect a toddler to have bruises. Like we have a map for it.
Oh, okay.
You expect them to hurt their elbow.
Uh-huh.
You expect them to hurt their knee. Maybe have a little chin. But because they bump themselves, they're like the toddlers.
That
It makes sense.
actually.
I have seen toddlers. You have a toddler with a broken arm. How does your toddler have a broken arm?
It rolled from the. I know the.
Where were you when the child was rolling?
I'm not going to be with the child every minute.
And so you leave your child unsupervised in an area that is not child proof.
No, don't put it. You see, if you put it like that, it might make me seem irresponsible.
And yeah, that's exactly the point.
If you put it like that, Olivia, I might.
How can you explain it? Because the explanation I got did well. The explanation I remember, this was a case that happened a very long time ago. I remember this child. They actually it was a toddler that had a broken arm. I literally cried because I was still not yet a nurse. I think I was still a student. And I was really emotional. Like I really said, like, what happened? And they said, I allegedly said, that the child had bombed themselves on the cot. So the baby, they bombed themselves. And it's like, how did they bomb themselves that like they broke their arm? Well, that's not what happened. And it was like a collision of people that said that it was the mom, the grandma, and I think the mom partner, something like that. Well, it turns out that the mom's partner had actually taken the child out of anger and slammed the child on the cot.
Oh no.
And this is why safeguarding comes into place, because a lot of people don't know, and this is coming from the most, sincere place. People are actually crazy out there. Not everyone deserves to have kids.
You see what I was telling you about being able to read minds?
But that's why I want to know. Because I already know normally you're not well. Normal level, you're not
You're not
okay.
okay.
So now let me just tell me now so that I don't have to stress myself too, because eventually I will find me and the government hand in hand we will find
We'll
out.
find out.
Right? So that's why I say a lot of parents like be careful what you do when you come to the UK, because there are laws and regulation and we have practices and guidelines that says this awesome. I will say though that sometimes is a lot, is much. Because from the African perspective, sometimes I see some reports, I'm like, you guys are deep in it. You slapped. They deserve the slap. You
Exactly.
did
So,
not
I mean,
slap me.
that's what I was going to ask you next. Like, so how do I raise my kids? Like, kids don't know. They just do things
There's a-
out of, I don't know, impulse or
There's a
whatever. And
balance.
they always do the wrong thing. They don't know the right thing. They
But
always
you
do the
too,
wrong
you were
thing.
doing the wrong thing. If your mother has slapped you like that,
Well, they did. I feel like that's
no,
why
they
it comes
did
out
too.
like this.
That's why I said that's why we're in Italy, because if they did now, if I had gone to school.
Exactly. So I mean, I want to raise my child correctly, and I know they need to be.
There's a balance, and it has to be justified. If you slap your child, right? How did you slap your child? What force did you use? Some parents, you guys, you have carried
He's left.
his broom from the back of the tree that is in your garden that you have used to slap his
His
child,
backhand.
and now you
and
are
slippers.
saying they deserve it. But you know that thing. So far, it doesn't leave a bruise. I have no evidence. No, honestly, actually, I have no evidence. No evidence. It's not there. But when there is evidence, the evidence is now, madam, it's too much. So there's a but even though actually, apart from the beating and the chastisement, even the way you talk to your child, it's actually it can come out. Some of you are a goat, you are a this, you are a that. Look at it's your father that born you. But then
I can see the qualities of the father and the children. Am I supposed to lie?
But it's your husband. Your husband. Well, it's like
you were ready for my question. You were ready for my question.
I defend children always. There are things that you actually tell a child, and it's me. I'll say it's mommy. There are times you are not my mother. You really just told me from the hospital. Let's be honest. Yeah, but there are things that parents say to their children. They know this child is vulnerable, right? And it affects them so much emotionally. If there's a way you can keep doing this, and it's like you as a parent, you're not catering for your child's emotional well-being. It's a form of neglect. It's a form of emotional harm, because I've explained. I'm sure someone has explained to you that this is what is wrong with this child. This is what you need, and you persistently keep doing the same thing.
It's like he will toughen up. I feel like that's just
but that's not how you build resilience.
It's like the child will toughen up. It's like I feel like the world is made up of good and bad.
Yeah,
you can't always
all have good.
Want to make it good.
No, definitely.
We need that balance in life, and I feel like if we carry on this path, that you and the government push, like don't beat them.
Who is you and the government?
You should be. You're working.
I know. I work for them. I work for them.
Collect somebody's children.
I work for them. We don't work together sometimes. But I'm always I'm being realistic, right? At this moment in time, although I'm not practicing now. I understand the Nigerian version. Let's not lie. It's not like I'm not adapt them, because if you do anyhow, you collect. But right, there would be measures to it. It would be justified. There was a reason. You have tried other methods. Sometimes you rely only on the slippers. Slippers will be tired. Rely on your mouth, your words sometimes, right? That's
the direction. Thank you very much, Olivia. I think that was really insightful. And don't mind me. I really just want to put people's thoughts out there. Really, like if you say these things to me, these are actual conversations people will have with you. These are actual responses people will tell you. For why they do things or why they think it's not right to just pamper the children away or not scold them or not hit them. I'm quite like that. Like I feel like I don't know what I'm going to be like as a mother.
Exactly.
But I just feel like you need to
Children are
correct
annoying.
them. They can be very annoying sometimes, but we as Africans, Nigerians, like we need to tone it down. We need to put some thoughts into. I feel like sometimes we take actions on our kids and we hit them without thinking it through.
Exactly.
Is it what hitting them?
Exactly.
What's the best approach to chastise them or correct them for what they've done?
Exactly.
That particular situation might not warrant beating. It might actually need you to talk to them. I mean, for them to go in the right direction. So
Yeah.
We just need to put some thought into these things. And it goes back to what you said at the beginning, checking yourself. You might not necessarily, I don't know, I don't
Some
know
people
what
are
capacity
traumatized. Some people have trauma
from
that
when
they've
they were
inherited and
from
they're passing it to their child.
to their
And
children.
it's easy to tell.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Nigerians don't like going, Africans don't like going into therapy. Is there any other means of checking yourself, like without actually, signing up with some?
Nothing about therapy. I think Nigerians,
All right,
Africans
you were
generally.
talking about them getting checked.
No,
I
but
don't
that's
know,
the
like,
thing. Generally, a lot of Africans need to overcome that thought of getting healing is a bad thing. Getting healing
Word
can
choice.
literally save your life as well as your child. A lot of people rely on tough enough because this is the struggle life that we have been forced to, because it's not like it was like this before colonizers came. We've been forced to that life, that mentality, and we now live it and have embodied it. But it's okay to actually ask for, and whoever you speak to is not like, again, don't go and speak to your friends. Like you're in the house, now go and tell Bimbo and go and tell somebody else, right? Speak to like a professional that would actually guide you to a journey. I always advocate this, that therapy can actually save someone's life, right? Checking yourself means if you have anger issue, right, and you realize you often lose your temper, it's okay, it's normal, it's part of being human, right? But find solution to it.
Yeah.
If you feel like you get really overwhelmed and sad and you notice this as a pattern, get help for it. Reach out to people, speak to people. If you notice a certain trend and you're really struggling to manage it, get help for it. There's no point saying it's gonna pass and I'm going to stop it.
All of it.
Like, exactly. Because then the problem is, if I always say, or actually I've been told, often broken individuals break others. So if you're a broken parent, you're going to break your child,
Children.
and they will end up breaking their own child. It
And the
will
cycle
be a
just
circle,
continues.
except someone actually gets the help in. And there's nothing to be ashamed of to say I'm struggling to, you know, like
Raise a
parent
child.
my child.
Yeah.
There is no a manual for it. Funny enough, there's actually
There is no manual really, and it feels like I mean people get agitated or something when you see them doing something wrong to their children, or you feel
Yeah.
it's wrong, and it's like the first thing you hear is, "Are you trying to say I'm a bad parent?" It's like that thing
Exactly.
triggers, especially baby mothers. I'm not a mother yet, and I shouldn't be saying especially because I have zero
But
experience
it's
in this.
well,
But it's just
I'm
what
not
I've picked around
exactly.
from the society. Like, are you saying I'm a bad parent? Are you saying I'm not doing this right?
Mhm.
Or I feel like yes, you can be a bad parent, and you need to recognize that, and you need to want to,
To be a bad
adjust.
parent, you're a bad individual.
Yeah,
Hello.
and there are bad individuals out there, but
But
it's just
you
what
know
is
the
the
thing, yeah,
agitation that
that's why
comes
they
with
say
you're
you need
you're not
to
doing something right with
you
your
need to
kids.
heal before having kids.
Mm.
Because if you're not okay as an individual, you would pass on that behavior to your child. Either you pour it on them or you pour it to them and they grow up with it. Right? If you don't fix who you are
Yeah.
as a person, you can't really like as a parent, whatever you are as an individual, it will come up as a parent.
Wow.
It will come up. It's the same thing they say, like, oh, it's the same thing they say, oh, whatever you are as a wife or a person before you get married, I'm sure you know it will be amplified. So if you didn't know how to wash the clothes before, it will pile up
Of course.
when you're married. It's the same thing as a parent. If you cannot fix yourself as an individual, especially when you move to a new country, the frustration is even 10 times worse. So
Let me ask this question then, because I mean this is personal for me, and it's with what you said. Like, if you didn't know how to do laundry before you get like this whole something increasing after marriage, I think I've been thinking about that in my head, and it's should I say it's my pattern of my sleeping pattern and when I wake up. When I have work, I wake up very early. When I don't have work, I wake up
you
late.
wake up.
And,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like, when I have kids, I'm hoping, so what I'm telling myself is when I have kids,
You will
I will
adapt.
change. I will
You'll
adapt.
adapt.
I would wake up.
Yeah, that's
So
what humans do.
it quite different. It's quite different from what you just said about, when you do something, it multiplies. It's
But you
like,
see, it's not really about when. It's more like you have the ability to wake up early
Yeah.
when you have to go to work.
Mhm.
So when you know dropping off to school is at 8, you
You're
will
going to
have the
get-
ability to wake up at
okay,
7.
so I'm good then. I wanted to clarify that.
It's not me that is doing a check. She will check herself.
Thank you very much, Olivia. Thank you so much. I think this is really helpful, and I hope one of you out there find this segment, and I mean this podcast, this episode particularly really useful. If you do not have kids yet, if you are not married, I'm sure someone, someone who is married, who is abroad, who is raising kids newly. And I think this applies to whether you are abroad or not. Like, you just need to be conscious of that, how you raise your
Yeah.
kids and what are you impacting on them. Check yourself really, like she said, am I in the right state of mind? Am I passing aggression on this child? Think, like, have a second thought, even if you've done it. I feel like sometimes when we hit the kids and then we
You
come back and
regret.
we regret it,
You realize that.
and when you do that, like, try to, arrest the situation, like, talk to yourself, do I need to get help, do something
Yeah.
about it. So please share this with your family, share it with someone that share this particular episode. I'm so excited about it because I feel like it's the conversations that we don't
We
have
don't
often,
have.
and that's
Yeah.
because children nurse, like, people are not very aware of
Yeah.
it. Like, we just pick things from
People
the
don't even know
streets.
there's a school nurse.
Exactly, like I didn't know. Like, I'm only
There's a
just
school
finding out
nurse.
that
Yeah.
it's just social workers that collect your children.
Yeah.
That's
There's so
that's
many
really
other
what we
people
know,
that
to be
work with
honest.
children.
Wow.
There's the GP. It's not taking your child to the dentist can count as neglect. A lot of people
But
don't know.
that one is expensive. Oh.
It's expensive in Nigeria. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know things. For children below the age of 18, dentists, opticians are free.
It's their right.
It's their right.
And it's
That's why I
free.
said
Did you
it's
say it's
free.
free? And why
A
is it
lot of
not
people
free
don't
for me
know,
now?
and it breaks my heart. And it's like these are little things that obviously they're not aware of that someone can pick up.
That reminds me of an episode of a video I saw on your TikTok, and it was about people not taking a mother that didn't take a child for vaccination.
Vaccination.
All true. Like, that one hits
Red
me. I'm
flag.
like, what was your
You know, the thing,
experience?
vaccination is actually a very controversial topic because you sort of have there are people that have right, like not people, everyone has a right to not vaccinate your child, but have a reason to it. Like, don't just turn up to the appointment. Actually say you don't give consent to have your child vaccinated. But even at that, at a certain age, your child has to decide if they want to have the vaccination or not. Because especially with things going on nowadays, like in if you guys knew the germs that are passed on in school, there can be like there was a measles outbreak not quite long ago, I think beginning of the year. Imagine children that are not vaccinated. It's not like your child is necessarily going to die, but the chances of actually surviving a disease, an infestation when you're not vaccinated is slightly reduced because you don't have the antibodies, and that's what vaccines do. Again, do your research, have a reason to it. But it's the same thing as your child is sick and you decided to give them
Paracetamol.
you people need to self-medicate.
Let's not go there. Because it's not even the children alone.
You're not
Even
paying to
adults.
go to the hospital. Just go. Your child can have. You yourself can have. You if you moved there, you've already paid. Maybe you've already paid.
NHS.
So why are you holding it? Just take your
Just
child.
go and
Well, particularly with children, most things here with children, except it's like maybe activities or something, there's actually free. And even with activities, there are ways around it. If they realize that, oh, this child would really benefit from it. I know how many referrals I've done that, oh, I think a child would really benefit from doing swimming, gymnastic, and they just give it to them without having to pay. But
That thing that you just
sometimes
said now, Olivia.
it's free.
It's kind of like a
GP
different conversation
free.
that I would like
Dentist
to have
free.
about
But
kids and all of these
there's
activities
so
that
many
kids.
things that are free, like for children. So many things that people have no idea about. But you wouldn't know because you don't, right? You're new into the country, you're fresh. So it's when you're not fresh, that's when you know.
Thank you very much. Okay, so before we round up the podcast for today, we're going to go into our trivia questions. And this is where we're now. So, you people, I told you that Olivia is really smart. But
So wait,
let's see.
disclaimer.
It's trivia question.
On paper,
Let's
the
see
degrees, the multiple degrees, I will disclaim now to those universities. I
What
know
Miss Princewell?
I passed, but my knowledge is in certain area.
Olivia, you're explaining too much. They say it explain tired.
Okay, first of all, I don't do maths. So let's start there. I actually don't do maths. So
Okay.
who asked me?
Let's have it, guys. Let's have it. Let's have it.
Huh.
On our trip.
Someone should give me expo, please.
Okay. In Nigeria,
Huh.
it just
God,
has
I
to show.
beg.
It just has to show. Okay.
Alright. The first question. My mother's father is my option A, paternal grandfather. Option B, maternal grandfather. Option C, great uncle.
My mother's
Father
mother's father.
is my what? Paternal grandfather, maternal grandfather, great uncle.
You know the problem. I actually think I know the answer, but I feel like because you're asking me, I have to. There's something behind that question.
See, that's the problem. We think too deep sometimes, and that's when we get it wrong.
You guys
That's my
don't
thought.
tension me.
It's like when you go into the if you're going to thinking the question too much, then you might just miss it. You know we're both getting the questions right. Like we're both
Or
answering
the
the question.
teamwork.
Yeah, it's not a teamwork. Like they're asking both of us.
That's
not
not
just
the
you.
point. You're gonna know your own now.
How will I know it? I did not see the question before. Olivia, what do you mean?
Sorry, whose mother? My
Your
mother's
mother's father.
my mother's father.
They had maternal, they had paternal, they had grandparents.
All right, question 2. Which is not an area of science?
See, you have to be careful. My degree was in science, but it's not like in the present science. Okay.
Which is not an area of science? Option A, biology. Option B, physics. Option C, astrology. Which is not an area
Mommy,
of
please
science?
forgive me. So what are the answers?
Biology, physics, astrology.
That's
Yeah, in
tough.
class that they were doing science. So it wasn't what science. It wasn't not part of.
Was it not kidding?
It wasn't part of science.
Which one?
That physics class.
So that's where it actually confused. That physics can be.
Okay.
But the truth is, whether you're going to do engineering or whatever you're going to do,
You
you're
know,
going to go to science class.
BSc is the BSc Bachelor's of Science. Isn't it all science? Don't they do?
They do BEng too, Bachelors of Engineering.
Ooh.
I did Bachelors of Engineering though, so
Oh, my bad.
that's why I know. Anyways, moving on.
Nah, listen.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait. You guys explain.
Wait.
Olivia.
Oh my
You
god.
explain.
No.
Question 3.
Okay.
What is the fastest land animal in the world?
No.
They-
Do I run? Do I run? But do I run? Am I baboon? Am I baboon? How would I know?
How will I know the fastest?
I don't live in the
You have to be
jungle.
living in the jungle to be competing with.
Oh
God.
my god.
What's the option, sir?
Sorry, no option.
Problem.
What is
But
that?
what's the question again?
What is the fastest land animal in the world? Land animal in the world.
First of all, you even need to know which are the land animal.
They
Because there are plenty.
he's the one that land because they see too. We will not categorize.
And some of the sea ones, they used to walk on the land.
Like India.
You know, just when you watch all these National Geographic, and they be like they evolved and now they have legs. And why are you writing? What are you writing? You are not. I'm not really thinking about it. Land
God
animal.
no go shameless.
I'm really shameless. Land animal.
Land animal.
Because there's that one.
There's which one?
I'm not thinking all those videos that I used to
You
watch.
used to watch
Land.
Natural World and the likes.
And it's on TikTok that I normally see. Let them come and ban me.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, no, we're still. How many
Question
questions are we
4.
getting? Oh, okay, there's more.
This one is looking like science class, so please,
What 2 colors are mixed to create the color purple?
Nah, right. Do you know I actually did painting last week?
Oh, so you should know this one.
Oh my days. But I did not mix the color, I just requested for it.
I'll give you options. Option A, you've got blue and green. Option B, black and red. Option C, red and purple. Sorry, red and blue. So what 2 colors are mixed to create the color purple? Blue and green, black and red, red and blue.
Oh no, this is so bad. I feel so bad.
Education, I didn't really pay attention in class.
So now you did not pay attention in class.
I was.
But you are a registered nurse.
That's not the point.
I
that we
mean,
are
you
trying
all
to
started
make.
from go on yourself, Olivia. Last question.
Alright, last question.
No, wait.
This is actually
Come again. Oh,
No.
yeah. What's the first one?
So it's blue and green,
Yeah.
black and red, red and blue.
Whichever answers that come out from this does not.
It doesn't matter. It's not
Quantify.
the measure of our intelligence. Let's just say that. I mean, I'm an engineer today. Like, I'm an IT project manager. She's a nurse helping people. What does it matter?
Exactly.
Whether we know
whether it's
it's
blue or
purple or not.
Valentine
I
or
mean,
yellow. Or...
Violet. Okay,
Yellow.
let's go on.
Alright, last question. What is the largest cat in the world?
Cat, like CAT or
I don't like cats. Can you not ask me about dogs?
Cat. You mean animal or cat?
Do you know?
Animal, I'll give you options, don't worry.
Largest
The
Cat.
largest cat. in the
Okay,
world.
options.
Option A is tiger. Option B is lion. Option C is jaguar. The largest.
All those options seem like they have the same
Wait,
size. They are the
there's
same size.
tiger,
Yeah, there's lion
lion,
and there's
Jaguar.
sheep.
Jaguar.
cheetah,
Jaguar.
jaguar. But you see, that's why I say sometimes it's not about the answer, it's about the question. Because it says largest.
Yeah.
Largest.
Largest, not longest or tallest. Oh God, I feel like I put my entire village to
You're right,
shame.
cheetah.
Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. This is not good. Guys. This is not the measure of our intelligence. I repeat, this is not the measure of our intelligence.
Okay. Is there other questions?
Ah.
No, that's it. You can exchange votes.
Oh God.
So rush.
Wait.
Oh no. I actually don't know. You know what? It is what it is again. What are you cleaning?
I'm just thinking about digging like. Let's go. Let's have it. Let's have it. Olivia.
Oh.
Let me read. You can't Olivia. This is hard, guys. No, it's not hard, but it's very.
Okay. It is what it is. At this one time. Is it SC?
I don't know. Help me to ask. Okay, let's have it.
Question 1. My mother's father is my maternal grandfather.
What did I write?
Yeah, that's what you wrote. Maternal grandfather. Yeah.
Alright, question 2. Which is not an area of science? The answer is astrology.
I wrote astrology. Oh God!
I'm sorry,
It's
darling.
alright. It's alright. It's alright.
The
Question
fastest.
3. Fastest land animal in the world. The cheetah.
Oh, okay.
Well, rhino.
You were right. Thank you.
Alright, what 2 colors are mixed to create the
Please
purple?
tell me it's blue and red.
Red and blue, yeah.
Oh
What
no.
did I write?
You wrote red and blue, yeah?
Oh.
I wish there was just one option with blue. I knew it was blue and something, but I couldn't
Yeah.
figure it out. Oh no. Okay.
Last question. What is the largest cat in the world? The answer is tiger.
Okay. We both missed.
Okay.
Okay. And that leaves us the 2 out of 5. Do we? Oh, someone got 3. Okay. And that's it for today, guys.
Oh, that's
Thank
fun.
you. It was fun. It was
fun.
nice. I
Yeah.
mean, thinking about it, I knew cheetah, yes. I'm glad cheetah came to me.
Where did I get rhino from?
Right? Like, you know, rhinos are really big. It couldn't have been rhino.
You know,
They're heavy They're not fast, are they?
Yeah, they are fast.
Are
They're
they?
actually
Yeah, they're really
they're
fast. I
really,
remember
really
it from a
fast.
video. Like they're actually
Oh.
really fast. But the
Yeah.
cheetah actually
The
makes sense.
cheetah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, cheetahs are really, really fast. For the largest cat, I'm trying to picture. You said the answer is what, jaguar,
Tiger.
Tiger.
tiger,
Oh, the tiger
largest cat.
is large.
It
Large
feels
enough.
like lions are really
No,
large.
The largest.
Largest. Okay, tiger.
but even that,
Even that astrology. What is? Please define astrology for me.
I actually
Even
brought
just because
astrology.
it's, of course, it's all like, yeah, we did physics and chemistry and biology, but astrology is
Stars.
the study. Oh, okay, yes. But some
I
way, I
knew
feel like it's
astrology
still,
was different.
yeah.
No, I
But if I were to become an
it's a
astrologist, I would
science, but it's
exactly
not science as we know
like
it.
pure science. Okay,
Yeah.
as we know it. Okay. All right, then that brings us to the closing of the podcast. But before we round up, thank you very much, Olivia, once again for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
I mean, if you were to advise someone who is just looking to relocate with kids, needs of children, I mean, what's that one advice you would give to them? Like something they should take to heart, they should consider before making that move. Is it a deal breaker?
Moving.
If yes, is it a deal breaker if I'm not mentally okay? Can I say, okay, for the sake of these children, I don't think we should make this move, or we need to get more
Yeah.
help before we actually take this step.
I think evaluate your help before you move. Because like I said, if you're back home, you probably have a lot of family, a lot of network of friends that you've had for a long time that can help you. You trust them, you can drop your friends. When you move abroad, the beginning stage is really lonely, really, really lonely. You might have one or two friends, but especially in the UK, everyone's working, everyone's busy. There's no, there's nobody
No,
to,
no, they look after
there's
your
no
children.
help. You get nanny,
And they're
right?
expensive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah. Yes
it
and
is
no.
expensive.
I'll say yes and no because I have a nanny company, so it's a yes and no type of
Okay,
thing.
let's.
But
Okay.
I'll say just think about if it's what you live in and if your children are going to, and if not just your children, because sometimes it's not just about the children. If you as an individual will benefit from moving, because why are you moving? Are you moving because they've told you that's promised land, or are you moving so that they can get better education? What are you really moving for? Now look at my parents; they have moved. Me, I want to move back. Did they evaluate? No.
No, they
Thank you
didn't.
very much.
Thank you very much, Olivia. And I think what you just said is really important because my understanding, because again, I don't have kids. I've not been in this shoe that I'm about to talk about. Is it feels like we consider the future for those children. Like, okay, you're going to get better education. Education will be free.
Yeah.
You'll have a better life and all of that. But before they get to that point, what's your plan for them to survive this environment? Like, we
Exactly.
adults talk about racism and all of that, but
It's a
I've
big
never heard
deal.
somebody talk about it from the perspective of a child. That child that you're
Exactly.
taking across board, how do you expect them to navigate
And do you
through
even
those sort
talk
of
about
situations?
it with your child? A lot of people like this conversation we had today. This is a conversation that a lot of parents don't like to have or don't know they should be having with their children or even with themselves, right? Your mental health. Have you ever questioned yourself about it? Have you ever questioned how is my child coping emotionally? So I always tell parents like, oh, ask your child how are they doing emotionally. Is there anything that bothers you? Is there anything you want to tell mommy about or daddy about? Like emphasize on I care about you as an individual. Don't just assume your child will face life and grow up and build resilience. Like there needs to be like a well-rounded picture. So don't just assume things. Always check and make sure you have a plan in place.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, if anyone up there listening to this podcast would love a consultation, maybe with you, need help, just want to talk to you, is there a way they could reach you or, get a session with you or something?
Yeah, so there are two ways. You either can reach me on my TikTok, which the inbox now permits me if it's really slow, but there is a link where someone can book like to have a consultation. So it's Miss Princewell, Miss underscore Princewell
Okay.
on TikTok or through my business account on Instagram at we are just like kids on Instagram, and you can just DM us and have a chat about anything.
That's good. Thank you very much. So you've heard it, guys. We just like kids. You say it is.
Yeah,
We just like kids. So reach out to them, DM, send a message.
send an email, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like look her up on TikTok and just talk about your fears, your concerns, or where you need support, whatever support you need in terms of raising your kids. Just talk to somebody, and here you are. We have an expert that you can always talk to. Thank you very much for making it
Thank
to the podcast today.
you.
Again, guys, I would like to remind you to hit that subscribe button, like this, and share with your family and friends. And I'll see you again on the next episode. Ati Jakpa.
Bye. That was so fun.